Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, I cannot talk about yarn without my faithful mug of tea. And today this tea is just a lovely classic Darjeeling tea from the top of the Himalayas. It has kind of become a little bit of my comfort tea as of late. This Darjeeling was purchased as a loose black tea in Germany when I was visiting Germany the last time. Luckily, the store isn't too far from me. So yeah, I can, in any case, I know where to get it when I run out. But I still drink lots of other lovely teas, of course, because I do like some variation. Yes, a lovely, soothing black tea it is. So, as you know from last yarn talk video, I finished my JasmineTea Shawl by RedTeapotAtelier. And since last yarn talk video, I did get it blocked. I had it about 1.5 days on the blocking mats to ensure it got properly blocked out. Also, after about half the time, I did stretch it a little bit further just to create this slight more lazy feeling of it. And I just want to show to you how it looks here after it got blocked, because you can really see a difference. I even showed this on my live stream last night. I went live last night. But this is kind of the final result with the blocking. And I really think it has turned out so gorgeous after it's been blocked. So if you ever end up making the JasmineTea Shawl from RedTeapotAtelier, it is definitely a pattern that needs blocking. That's basically the only thing I can say, that once blocked, it just looks so much better, and I'm really keen on how it all turned out. I will soon add some photos on my Instagram of the shawl when it's up hanging on clothing hanger. And I will actually, what I will do for you guys, I will actually add just some photos here to this video quickly to show how it was. So up here you have it hanging very nicely on the clothing hanger. That photo definitely will go on my Instagram account as well. And of course, let's move all the way out here. Here you have it on the blocking mats. I think absolutely gorgeous for sure. So yeah, that's the progress of it, and that's how it's finished. I am going to email the Disley Sisters with my entry for their make along. Everything according to the video. Again, that video I have linked here in the description box down below. It is almost to the end. You should have started your project after February 1st, and you can start on it still today, even though it's not being finished. You can reach to enter, but the last date of entry is the 30th of April 2024. It has to be a shawl, can't be crochet or knit. Basically, I'd say watch the video to figure out what. There's an opportunity to win a lovely project bag made by June, which is one of the two Disley sisters. So that was kind of short it for the RedTeapotAtelier shawl here, so the JasmineTea Shawl. Meanwhile, I've had a poll on my live, but also had one of my community tab on what shawl I should make next. And the next shawl I will be making is the DarjeelingTea Shawl, and that's so suitable with the tea that I'm drinking today, because it is Darjeeling tea. And we actually on the live picked the yarn that I'm going to use for it. The problem was I had a poll running. It ran for almost an hour during that live, and we have a tie. So I have two yarn options that could be used for the DarjeelingTea Shawl, and that's these two yarns. They are both Linda Hobbii soft cakes, and you know, at the end of this video we will find out which I will be using, because I agreed with everybody on the line that was joining me on the live last night that we will make a draw basically between them. I will put them in a bag. I will shake the bag a bit. That's going to be some noise. And then I will just put my hand down and pick a random of the two because we have a tie. And, you know, if I like making the pattern, I might end up making it from the second as well. Who knows? But one of these two definitely will become a new DarjeelingTea Shawl. So, and that's also by the same designer. So, except for that, I have many things going on and there's lots of things to talk about. And one of the things is that I still work on my Oasis cardigan, and I think this is week 3 with no progress. And I do believe that last week's Yarn Talk video, I said my goal was to finish the first sleeve completely because that should definitely be doable and all that stuff. The problem is just Friday afternoon, so after I had recorded the Yarn Talk video, I had a meeting at work being informed that the project that I'm working on and my function will stop because they have the company that we are. So basically I do some support for a company that's outsourcing their support. And the company that I do the support for has decided that we in the Netherlands are too expensive compared to the office we have in Romania. So they're moving all of their activities to Romania. So if I want to keep working with them, basically I would have to move from the Netherlands to Romania, which is not going to happen. And in Romania, if I look at the salaries compared to ours, yes, they are cheaper. They probably get paid two-thirds of what we get paid. So yeah, they're definitely cheaper, and that's just, I guess, unfortunately, the evolution of business, that companies really focus on cutting costs, and I guess we experience it worldwide. It's not just for us here in the Netherlands. It's all across the globe that the companies look at the money that the service are costing them, and then we can always argue to what extent the quality is, if that's better or not. I do know lots of our customers, because I do the support in Danish, really appreciate speaking with native Danish speakers. And I'm not sure how many native Danish speakers would be willing to move to Romania unless they had other things there. I do believe most of my colleagues in Romania are Romanians that's been to Denmark for studies and learned Danish and then moved back, and then they've gotten this job because that usually pays better than whatever they studied for. It's actually that crazy, yet still cheaper than what we get paid here in the Netherlands, and it's definitely not a high-end paid job. So yeah, I am going to look for either a new job or a new function within the company, and if not, I will be unemployed. Lots of things to go on there. But due to that, obviously, it's been really busy, and the time I had kind of allocated for doing this just disappeared, because I have a bunch of meetings coming up as well, discussing things, and that's, yeah, it's all work related, and it's just real life taking up time, and that's how it is, and I'm not going to bore you much more with it, but the fact is just that I'm still working on it. And the sleeve, no, it's not done yet. We are approximately here, should I take it on. So I do need some more rows of decreases, and then I'm going to make the cuffs. And once that's all done, making the second sleeve is in any case going to be a lot easier, because right now for these, I write basically down how many rounds I do before each of the decreases. And you know, therefore, once I need to make number 2, it's just about cranking them out. So that's so much quicker and easier. Once done, we still need to figure out if I'm going to add extra materials or extra patterns on the front parts, or if I'm just going to keep it as is. I'm still looking for it to be finished. So my new goal is still to see if I actually can manage to get some time this weekend to work on this, to at least finish that first sleeve, so that I know that whatever I have to work on after is easy peasy. But yeah, many things and changes are coming up, so I might be on some aspects a little bit more limited as to my time. And you know, crocheting for me is decompressing a bit. It's I think many might agree, it's sort of therapy and it's just relaxing, but yet really nice to have something active to do with your hands. Yeah, I really find some peace with crocheting for sure. So that's really a nice thing. And I like hanging out with you guys. Really, I really enjoy. And that's the thing, right? Because the next project we're going to talk about is the next project that I started, because we always do them chronological. So I finished the JasmineTea Shawl, which I did not start before. So I always talk about finished projects, and we talk about the projects that I start in chronological order. And if I don't get moving, I've been working on this Oasis cardigan for almost a year. No, not completely, but it's been like 9 months until now because I've had breaks on it. I hoped I would finish before a year has passed for sure. And I will have a new project coming up to resemble some of all my drop yarns after this, but not right now. First, we are gonna wrap up this. But yeah, the next project that I started on afterwards is the In-Lines Alpaca Poncho. And I have actually gotten so far that I have started weighing the yarn for each round. So the first weigh-in I did was before I started the current round that I'm working on, where I am a bit more than halfway through. And because I do like to hang out with you guys so much, and we were testing stuff last night on last night's live, I did not manage to crochet much. I basically only reached to do like this because we were so chatty, we were testing out things, making sure that the live stream quality is also good for next week Friday, where we have what's it called again? Where we have my 1K celebration live stream. Much things to come up on that one. It is already scheduled, so put it in your agenda. It would be so very nice for me to see you around there. There will be some giveaways going on that live. I know there has been some donation for giveaways, and I'm going to see what I can do for myself to maybe add some. It's not going to be a lot because of my current situation, but still, you know, come and hang out with us. That would be so awesome. And yeah, I couldn't encourage you more than that, just to say, yeah, come and hang out with us, you know. It would be amazing. So yeah, that's a plan, and the draws will be happening on during the live and not afterwards. So again, I encourage you to stay there. We did test out the things, and it looks like it should be working, so that's absolutely awesome. But yeah, as I said, I started weighing the yarn, and the explanation as to why I weigh the yarn on the poncho is that this is the safe way of playing yarn checking, and I'll try to explain you how I do this. I am now at a stage where I don't know how many more rounds I can do with the yarns that I have left. I'm trying not to move this too much because honestly, every time I move it, I fear it tangles. This is what I have left of the cake that needs to go onto the poncho. So what I do is that for every round I add, I weigh the yarn and I compare it to the last weighing, which is basically the round before, so the last round completed. How much yarn did that consume? Then I think, can I add, like I compare. So let's say if I have 50 grams left, this is just an example, right? Then after the next round, I have 40 grams left. I know I do add a few stitches because this poncho increased by 8 stitches every round. 8 stitches is not going to be an awful lot though. It might be 11 grams. So if we say I lose 10 grams by the last round, then I know that I have 40 left. Then I know I approximately have probably like 3 rounds more left, right? Because it takes a little bit more for each round. So basically I just compare the last round. Do I have more than half left of what I had before? How much do I have left? How much do I estimate it takes basically just pure on the yarn weight left in the ball, and that's what I'm doing. I haven't weighed it yet, but once this side is complete, so I started here, but I need to go all the way to here. That's a full round. Then I'll weigh the yarn, and I'll find out how much more I can do. I think there is definitely another round in it, but the question is if there are 2 rounds in it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not. So it is a very nice, it's a very nice poncho. I like the fact that it has a cowl. I've fitted multiple times here on our yarn talks, and it is definitely something that I'm going to be using a lot next winter because it is nice and warm. There is like zero doubt about that. I'm personally like, I'm a poncho girl. I've found out, and that's one of the reasons that I've made this poncho. And it feels so super nice, and I really like how it fades in colors. The yarn I've been using is the Yarn Art Flowers Alpaca. But we also have Hobbie's Friend's Wheel, which is not Friend's Wheel, sorry, Hobbie's Wheel of Alpaca. Let's try again. Hobbie's Wheel of Alpaca. There it was. The exact same colors, exact same yarn, just different labels, different prices. The pattern is the In-Lines Poncho Alpaca by Tante Traad. Again, it's a Hobbii Plus pattern or a Hobbii Paid pattern. I got it with my Hobbii Plus. Yeah, right there it is. Yeah, that's a short version. It's almost complete. It is my TV project, my live stream project, and yeah, I have had time to work a bit on this because I did decompress with some TV together with my partner this week. So yeah, that is basically the In-Lines poncho, and I cannot wait for it to be done. And we are getting really close now. Like there isn't that far to go. And then we need a new project after that. Of course, there's a DarjeelingTea Shawl coming up, but I need some more mindless projects where it's just straightforward, easy. Maybe I'll make some more virus shawls because I really enjoyed the virus shawl in the sense of a pattern and how it works up. I do have some yarns that could work for that really well as well. So I might consider just making just a random virus shawl because it is nice and easy to work with when I do watch television. So I am considering that. I'm also open to suggestions if you have other suggestions for what projects to make. Right now I do have another project that's a little bit mindless, which I've been working on during all of the meetings that I've had lately. We'll talk about that in a minute because the next project that we're going to talk about is one that I really need to focus on. I sit on with here at the table rather than in the couch because obviously Mosaic demands you to follow the pattern. And when I do say Mosiac, I mean the Fleur. I am working on the Fleur blanket, which is designed by Anke Wintermans. This is a pattern you can buy at Ravelry. I do believe she also has an Etsy store. I bought mine at Ravelry. And I bought the package with the yarn at woolplan.nl. So that would be yarnplaza.com. The same store, it's here in the Netherlands. The yarns are Stylecraft Special DK. So that is, I do believe, a premium acrylic yarn, which is designed in the UK, but it is produced in Turkey. And yeah, it's a DK yarn, double knit yarn. So that's the short version of it. I did get further since last, for the first time in a while. I actually progressed on it. So I had a couple of weeks where I didn't make any progress on the Fleur simply because time, and I focused on other projects, right? I focused on getting my JasmineTea Shawl done because I had to frog it a few times when I had made a mistake, skipped a stitch. I've been working on just on other projects, right? So it's been a little bit on the back burner, but I also knew when I started on this Fleur that it was going to be my eternal project. So eventually, in not that long even, right? Because once my cardigan is done and once the poncho is done, Fleur is gonna be the first subject more or less of our yarn talks. But the Fleur, I reached to add 2 more rounds on it last weekend, and I really like the progress of it. So I added, the next round I had to add was the cream, and then I added another round of the burgundy. So right now we are at around 25 of 129. So I still have more than 104 rounds to go before I'm done with this. So it's definitely gonna be a bit bigger, and eventually I can't even sit here and show to you how this looks. I will have to get up off my chair, and then I'm still not even sure if I can show it all to you on the screen. But look at this, the first pattern here in the center is almost complete, where the other patterns are slowly being added. It's gorgeous. It really is turning out so gorgeous. You can see here on the back side how it looks, and it is kind of mirrored here on the back side what's happening. And you can also see how I carry the yarn up, because both threads are being kept attached to the project as long as I work with them. I do believe it's around 47-ish or so that I have to change color. But for now, I'm just gonna crank out more rounds. Next round is round 26, and that will be with the cream white. But yeah, I really adore how this looks. And honestly, it feels so intimidating to do when you read everything, but it's not that difficult. Like, once you get the hang of it, it's not that difficult. But what is that you really need to keep focused, because, you know, I kind of compare it to where to put the stitches. I base it on the center, and then I count stitches backwards to ensure that, you know, actually that matches the pattern, so I don't make mistakes. And so far, and I'm really proud of myself, I've not had to frog this at all at any given time. I haven't. So I'm pretty proud of myself, because I really don't like frogging, and it's the first time I ever make the Mosiac blanket. It's first. But it is these eternal projects, which, yeah, I'm not gonna finish that anytime soon. It's just, I've accepted that. So it's okay. It's just this long project that we're gonna talk ages about, and Anke is gonna get lots of promotions from here. Anke is a Dutch designer, and the patterns this come in Dutch and in English, and I don't know how many other languages they might be translated into, but I know that they come in Dutch and English for sure. The next project that I started working on, chronologically seen, is the Firefly sweater, and the Firefly sweater I am working in the Lamy Yarns Soft Sensation. So Lamy Yarns Soft Sensation. They are like these sort of donuts, and they're very lightweight yarns. It's only like the weight on a full donut is 25 grams, and it comes with like 220 meters. So 25 ounces is 0.9 ounces. 25 grams is about 0.9-ish, 0.85, 0.9-ish ounces. And that comes to about a 230-ish, maybe, yards. So it's pretty thin. And it is hairy, as you can see, but it's not mohair. It's similar to mohair in the sense of how it looks, but this is not mohair or kid silk. It is 100%, well, not 100%, but it's, well, that's kind of true. It's synthetic, because it's a combination of polyamide and acrylic. Yeah, it's nice and soft. So I am basically working on making that Firefly sweater, which I also have linked to down below. That is a free pattern, also found on Hobbii, though I am using different yarns than they have on Hobbii, just because I was not in the mood for some mohair alike thing, and I wasn't sure if I liked the pattern enough to actually invest the money in the yarns that they use, because I found that a bit on the expensive side. But I finished the front piece here of the sweater. So that's the front piece, and it is meant to be oversized, and right now when I'm sitting with it, it's definitely oversized for me. But yeah, so that's the front piece of the sweater finished here. And what I do like is because I hold these two yarns together, the two strands together, I really adore how this looks, the effect it comes and gives. I started on the back piece and I crocheted the part to here. And right now I have decreased a little bit to on the neck where it goes a little bit down. So here in the front it goes down more, but on the neck it still goes down a little bit, not by much, just by this, because I have already started adding rows. So what I need right now is to add a bunch of rows before I then need to do 2 rows of increasing and then 15 rows of this, and then we are done. I just need to quickly actually count how many rows I need to do. Right, I've done the first 2 rows after the decreases, but I'm not sure how many rows I need to do, and this yarn really sucks to frock, trust me. You do not want to frock this because of the hair halo, the halo of the yarns. This is not frock friendly. Don't frock it. So due to that, I need to do a little bit of counting and math here. And I probably should do that sooner rather than later. Because basically what I want to make sure is that the width fits the width in between here when the decreases are. That's still quite some rows, so I'm not worried right here, right now, but I need to make sure that I don't make too many because it would really suck to needing to frog it just because I didn't pay attention. Because what I have to do is basically, it's just double crochets, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, double crochets. It's so easy, mindless. Mindless is good for meetings. You can see I've had some meetings this week because I progressed a bit on it. Yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah. But let's get back to the DarjeelingTea Shawl. So last weekend, actually Sunday, I think, I posted a poll on my community tab for everybody to feel free to answer. So I asked my community what pattern I should do next. I want to make more shawls from RedTeapotAtelier, but I also decided that I wanted to use one of my Linda Hobbii soft cakes. And they all have like 1,000 meters, and we also know that puff stitches and popcorns do take up yarns. They're yarn eater stitches. So I decided that the next shawl I wanted to make had to be a shawl that did not include puff stitches or popcorns. Then I looked through the patterns I have from RedTeapotAtelier and I added them to the poll. And that poll I put on my community tab and you guys helped me choose. 31 people voted on this poll, and the result is this, that 61% of you find that I should make the DarjeelingTea Shawl. Therefore, my next shawl will be the DarjeelingTea Shawl, because obviously when almost 2/3 of you think that that's a shawl I have to make, then that is the shawl I will be making, because hey, I told you you could help me choose. Then at yesterday's live, the goal was to decide what yarn that I'm going to use for it. And there were some discussions. I showed the black diamond, I showed the lavender, but they fell off because we had an ongoing poll in that live chat. And the final result was a tie between these two yarns. And there was still such an uncertainty as to which of these two yarns I should use because of that tie. So in the end suggestion was for me to put these two cakes into a black bag and grab one out. And then that is going to be the yarn that I will be using. So you guys helped me choose either the red or the blue. We got that far. It has to be one of these two, but we still don't know which yet. And then I said, okay, listen up. What we are going to do is that I'm going to draw that tomorrow in my yarn talk video, which is today. So here we are. So what I'm going to do now is, and I'm sorry for the crinkling, but I did find a black bag here and it's empty. So I am going to put these in. 1 and 2. You cannot see them because it's a black bag. We use it for garbage. I'm just trying to shake it up a bit. And I do apologize for the noise. So what I'm gonna do now, and I have no clue which is where, I'm gonna put my hand down and I'm gonna take the first and best that I bump into up, and that is going to be the yarn that I will make the DarjeelingTea Shawl from. And of course, we're just quickly gonna talk about the yarn before I'll tell you my goodbyes. So as you can see, I cannot see into the bag. I don't even see into the bag. So what I'm doing is, oh, that was one. I'll grab this one. And the one we are gonna use is the red one. So we're gonna use this ruby red. Well, the thing is, they call it crocodile, but it's so not suitable. I think it's wrong. It's wrongly made. And that's the red one. And just to make sure that, you know, there is still one in here, and I'm gonna take it out for you guys, just to make sure that you guys know that it's no cheating. The blue one is right here. So I'm going to use the red one for the DarjeelingTea Shawl. I'm definitely gonna look forward to making this. Yeah, I love it. I would rather call this ruby, even though they call it crocodile according to this. It's a colorway 4 from the Linda Hobbii soft cake. What we can talk about it is it's 50% cotton and 50% acrylic composition. They recommend 2 to 3 millimeter crochet hooks. What I personally do is I'm going to swatch it, probably. I might end up with a 3.5 millimeter. That's what I often do use. It could also be something else. Let's see if I can take it out. This is how it looks right now, threaded up, so it is a bit thinner. And it is also a slight bit thinner than if you compare it to, for example, because it is a 4-stranded yarn. If you compare it to Cotton King's Sultan, of course it's not 100% cotton, but it does have more yardage, because let's see here, we have this cake is exactly 250 grams, so that's 8.8 ounces to 1,000 meters, which is 1,093 yards. Where the Sultans, they just seem ever so small. Well, they are small, they're only 800 meters, but I think they're also only 200 grams. No, I'm in doubt. I think they're just 200 grams, maybe 200 and 250, I don't remember anymore. They can be washed at 30 degrees, so that's 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Leave flat to dry, can be ironed at low. Do not tumble dry, do not bleach, do not dry clean even. This is going to become a DarjeelingTea Shawl coming up on this channel soon. I do plan to start on it before next week's yarn talk video. Yeah, and I will probably start from the outer edge on this one, even though it does have a center pull. I'm looking forward for it. So yeah. That's it for now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this yarn talk video. Don't forget to check what is coming up on this channel. On Monday, I do have a new Sort My Stash 2024 part 8 coming up. I know part 8, it's crazy already, part 8, and I'm not even halfway through. Part 8 is going to contain some yarns from Wolle1000, so some of their own puzzle cakes, but also some yarn art alpacas and yarn art merinos. It's just a full cake video. If you like yarn cakes, do tune in on Monday. And then of course, we have a yarn talk video coming up next week as well. And Friday, we also of course have the 1K celebration live that I'm gonna be doing. So I will be going live next week, Friday, at 7:30 Central European time, Central 30 p.m. Central European time, that is. So that will be 1:30 p.m. Eastern if you are in America. So that is when I will be going live to hold my celebrationary live. Basically, I will celebrate the fact that I reached the 1K subscribers. During that live, I will also have some active running giveaways. There will be some people that has donated some giveaways to be given away during this live, but also I will see if I can find a few extra things and goodies for you guys. So yeah, if you haven't added that section to your calendar yet, and if you do have time to pop in sometime during that live, I would be so very happy if you would come and celebrate with us. I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to wish you an absolutely great weekend, and I'm definitely going to see you next week here on the channel. Take care and happy crafting. Bye.